Oh, they really kicked Sheryl out of the game. They fired her, they replaced her, they pushed her off the court, because it's officially Caitlin Clark's world now. Just a few months ago, Sheryl Swoopes sat there like she had a crystal ball, boldly predicting that the Indiana Fever was a dead end, that no one wanted to play there, and that Caitlin Clark wouldn't attract top talent. She said it with her whole chest, like it was fact. Well, fast forward to today, and Indiana just pulled off one of the biggest moves in WNBA free agency history. Big names, huge talents, absolute game changers. And Sheryl? Oh, she's been real quiet. You ever see someone disappear after talking all that talk? That's exactly what's happening right now. The Fever just sent a message to the entire WNBA, and trust me, it's loud. So let's break it all down. How did Indiana flip the script? Why are players choosing the Fever? And most importantly, how did Sheryl Swoopes end up looking this wrong? But before we dive into the good stuff, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Join the squad, and you'll always be in the loop with the latest WNBA updates, expert takes, and deep dives into every major move. Alright, let's get into it. Indiana Fever's free agency masterclass. Indiana just took free agency and flipped it on its head. They went shopping like they had unlimited VC and NBA 2K. You know that feeling when you're in franchise mode, signing every top free agent, and you start feeling guilty for creating a super team? Yeah, that's exactly what Indiana just did. Here's who they landed. Natasha Howard champion, defensive beast and versatile scorer. DeWanna Bonner, a 6'4" walking bucket and veteran leader who can do it all. Sophie Cunningham, energy, swagger, trash talk, and an instant spark off the bench. Sydney Colson, more than just a locker room leader, a glue player who makes every team better. These aren't just role players, these are game-changing, difference-making athletes who could have signed anywhere. And they chose Indiana. So what happened to all that talk about Indiana being a place no one wanted to play? Sheryl Swoopes got it all wrong. Let's rewind to a few months ago when Sheryl Swoopes sat on a podcast acting like she had the final word on Indiana's fate. She didn't just speculate, she declared that no serious free agent would touch Indiana with a 10-foot pole. She talked about locker room drama, a so-called toxic culture, and even suggested that players were avoiding the Fever like they had a losing curse. Reality check. Indiana Fever just pulled in some of the best free agents available, proving Sheryl's take was wildly off the mark. Players aren't just signing with the Fever, they're running to join this squad. Natasha Howard? Signed. DeWanna Bonner signed. Sophie Cunningham signed. Even Sydney Colson, one of Aja Wilson's closest friends, made the move. And Sheryl? Silent. Caitlin Clark. Effect the real reason behind the Fever's rise. Now let's get to the real reason why Indiana just became a top free agent destination, Caitlin Clark. She's not just another rookie trying to prove herself, she's a game changer. Her impact isn't just about her jaw-dropping numbers, though those are crazy. It's about momentum, influence, taking the WNBA to a whole new level. When Sydney Colson was asked why she joined Indiana, she kept it real. Kelsey Mitchell played a big role. But she also heard nothing but great things about Caitlin Clark from her Aces teammate Kate Martin. That's right, players are choosing Indiana because of Clark's reputation as a competitor, a leader, and a floor general who makes everyone around her better. And that's what Sheryl didn't see coming. She thought Caitlin was just hype. She thought the transition from college to the WNBA would humble her. She thought it would take years before Clark made an impact. Years? Really? Caitlin Clark is already out here putting up 40 like it's a casual cardio session. She's leading the league in assists like she's been in the W for a decade. She's selling out arenas in every city she plays, breaking ticket records, boosting TV ratings, and making the WNBA the hottest topic in basketball. And now, free agents are paying attention. Players aren't avoiding Indiana anymore, they're flocking to it, knowing that playing with Clark means being part of something historic. Projected starting five. The Fever is stacked. The Fever's projected starting five is scary good. Point guard Caitlin Clark, the generational talent who's changing the game. Shooting guard Kelsey Mitchell, certified bucket getter and lethal shooter. Small forward DeWanna Bonner, veteran leader, defensive powerhouse, and clutch performer. Power forward Natasha Howard, tough defensive menace with championship experience. Center Aaliyah Boston, the future of WNBA big, dominant in the paint. This squad is not here to play around. They're making a serious run, not just for the playoffs but for championships. The Fever's long-term game. Make no mistake, this isn't just a temporary glow-up. The Fever is building something lasting. They're creating a championship culture that could rival the greatest dynasties in WNBA history. This front office isn't just throwing money around, they're executing a vision, building a team that can own the league for years to come. And for those still doubting Caitlin Clark, get comfortable, because this is just the beginning. She's only scratching the surface of her potential. When she wins MVP in year 2, the meltdown from the old guard is going to be legendary. The excuses, the shifting narratives, the desperate attempts to downplay her impact, it's going to be comedy gold. But no matter how loud the critics get, the results will speak for themselves. And if Sheryl still refuses to say Caitlyn's name, that silence is going to be deafening. Indiana Fever isn't here to participate, they're here to dominate, they're here to change the game. And if you're not on board yet, step aside because this train isn't stopping. So now I want to hear from you. Did this free agency prove that Indiana is the next WNBA powerhouse? Who do you think is still sleeping on Caitlin Clark? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I'm reading every single one. And before you bounce, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. We're breaking down every move, every game, and every hot take in the WNBA. That's it for now. Stay tuned, stay hyped, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.